doing our jobs, working on the helicopters, usually by 7 o'clock in the morning, and then we would get off of work. Sometimes we'd go until about 6 at night. We'd eat some dinner, take a shower, which was usually cold because we didn't have hot water heaters over there. The water was heated. It sat in a big tank above a small building where the showers were, and the heat of the day, the sun, if you were one of the first ones to get in there, then you'd get a warm shower, and if you were one of the later ones to get in there, you got a cold shower, and that wasn't too much fun.
Did you kill anybody?
I don't think I did. No.
You don't think you did?
Well, I was up in the helicopters on a number of occasions, shooting, randomly at the ground, but I wasn't on a mission to, to kill anybody. So I'd have to say no, I did not.
And what was your rank?
I turned out my rank when I was discharged. I was an E4, which is it's a corporal. I think a corporal, I believe. So I was an E4.
And lastly, do you think that your time in Vietnam helped you be the man that you are today?
That's a tough question.
Did you benefit from the war?
That's also a tough question. I think I was hurt by it more than I benefited from it. It left me broken as a human being. It was, it took me a long time to get over it, just because of the waste of life. It was a depressing situation. I mean, we found ways to be happy and kind of forget about the futility of this war. But when I think about it, 50,000 guys died there, and we really didn't accomplish much the whole time we were there. I certainly wish we would have accomplished more. I certainly wish that the government would have let us fight this war and bring it to a close. Unfortunately, it didn't work that way. So, I learned a lot of things. I learned mechanically, how weapons of war worked, machine guns and rocket systems, and my intent was to be able to use my experience in the Army, when I got out. And unfortunately, there wasn't a lot of jobs available for guys who worked on machine guns and rocket systems. So I became a professional salesman. I mean, I'm happy I did that. So, the war matured me faster than I ever wanted to mature. And yet, on the other hand, I have to admit that it left me broken when I got out. It took me about 10 years to get over it all, which I eventually did. And I was angry about the way that the people of the United States treated us as veterans. When I left for the war, the United States people, the population was largely for the effort for us to defeat, you know, the Viet Cong and the North Vietnamese, and when I came home, that tide and that belief had changed dramatically, and we were considered outcasts in a little less than a year. And the sad part about that is none of us really knew that. We didn't have TV over there, and you know, our loved ones didn't really want us to, so they didn't write and tell me that people were demonstrating against the war and you know, calling us all kinds of names and whatnot. And when I got home, I was proudly wearing my uniform, and I found out that guys in uniforms were being spat on and called names and all kinds of horrible things. So it was a really tough time for veterans of the Vietnam War. It took about, I would say, close to 20 years for me to finally vote and feel good about my country again, because I figured that any country that could send a 20-year-old guy off to war and then emotionally beat him up when he got home for doing the job they asked him to do, those people weren't much in the way of Americans, in my opinion. So I got over it, thank God. I vote and support our country now. It's just that I couldn't bring myself to vote in this country for about 10 years. So, but thank God I got over that. I didn't stop loving my country. I just was appalled by the way this country treated me when I came home as a veteran. So, that's all for that.
Well, that'll just about do it. I appreciate your time, and thank you.
You're welcome.